This is a video on a recipe for black and white cookies from Epicurious, and it starts off with 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, 1/3 cup of buttermilk, half a teaspoon of vanilla, 1/3 cup of softened butter, which is 5 1/3 tablespoons. So on the butter stick, you just go to 5, and then you look at that one, cut that into thirds, and you take 1/3. Half a cup of granulated sugar, and 1 large egg. And the first thing that we're going to do, because this is basically the creaming method, this is a cakey type of cookie. So into the mixer, and this is going to go into the bowl of an electric stand mixer with the paddle attachment on. And I'm just going to run this to soften it. And the next thing that is going to go in is the sugar.
The whole thing?
The whole thing. Okay, perfect.
Every last drop, guys.
And when that beats up, we're just going to take the flour and the baking soda. Make sure you get all of it. And the salt go together. So all your dry ingredients go together. And you can give that a little mix with your finger. And then the vanilla is going to go in with the buttermilk. And once you see this is light and fluffy, it'll start to look like mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
And we're going to pour in the egg.
You do it. I might spill myself or stain myself.
Okay, we'll put this back down. And then you just want to scrape down the mixer.
Yeah, scrape them and then...
And you are going to alternate adding the dry ingredients with the wet, starting with the dry. Let's add some of the dry. I'll do the first one.
Some of it, guys. Not all.
Not
we don't
all.
want it to be too sweet. But my mom is an expert of a chef, so that's why we did this. So she knows how much flour, baking soda, and salt to put in at once.
All right, now we're going to give this a little swirl.
Yeah. Guys, it kind of looks like coffee if you see it a little bit.
It does kind of look like coffee. Okay, add half of that, or a little bit.
A little bit, guys, is enough.
Okay. You can add the rest now. Make sure it all gets in there. Okay, and then we'll finish with the buttermilk.
Be careful, guys. You don't want to knock the bowl inside and smash it into glass.
Exactly, that would not be good. This calls for about 1/4 cup of the batter, 2 inches apart. And we all know what a black and white cookie looks like and the size that it is. But you can make mini ones if you like mini ones. Okay, and the batter is all done. And now we're gonna scoop it. About a quarter cup. All right, now we're gonna give this a scoop. And I got my sheet pan ready right here. And we want it about 2 inches apart. I'm not going to fill it all the way up to the top. You want to give it a...
Just so you know, guys, never eat something that has egg in it that's not cooked.
Yeah, you're right. So don't be tasting the batter.
Can we tell our subscribers?
Our subscribers? We don't have any subscribers.
Well, maybe we'll make a channel of it and everybody will like it.
Maybe. Maybe they'll make these cookies. Okay, look at that. We got 5 perfect ones. So let's try to put this one right in the middle and hope that it's not too big, too close together. I have a feeling we went a little too close together.
So
these are going to
guys,
spread.
you know, it kind of looks like a domino.
It does. It looks like 5. Looks like the number
Dominoes.
5. That one could use a little bit more.
Only it's yellow.
All right, so we're going to bake these at 350 for about 15 to 17 minutes until they're puffed and pale golden, and then we'll show you how to make the frosting. All right, the cookies have 2 minutes left. They took 17 minutes, not 15, I think probably because of the size we did. And we're ready to make the icing. So the first thing that we have to mix is 1.5 cups of confectionate sugar. And we're gonna mix that with a quarter teaspoon of vanilla, half of the measured out 1 to 2 tablespoons of water. That's our alarm for the cookies. Okay, pour that in here. Also, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And that's surprising, probably to a lot of people, but that's traditional. It's in most black and white cookies. Sometimes you see it in the cookie itself. So stir this all up, and that's 1.5 cups of confectionate sugar. And then we're gonna take half of that and mix in a 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. And I have extra dark cocoa powder here, so it should make a really nice colored frosting. Okay, so we're gonna put that one in there. Put that one in there.
The whole thing?
Mm-hmm, the whole thing. There's also supposed to be a little corn syrup in this recipe, which we just don't have in the house right now. So we're hoping that won't make too much of a difference. And don't overdo it on the liquid, because if you add too much liquid, it could take a lot of sugar to get it back. Okay, so that's half our vanilla icing. And now we're gonna take half of this icing and add it to here.
Yeah, half of it, guys. What my mom said.
Only about half, and we're gonna need some more water. Ooh, we lost some.
Darn it.
It's okay.
It's okay, guys. Don't
Okay.
get upset about it.
Only about 1 tablespoon.
There's nothing to be upset about.
Nothing to be upset about. It's all good. We're making cookies.
It's all good.
It's good to go. All right,
It's
we're
a
gonna
little
let our
bit-
cookies
it's a
cool, and
little
we'll come
bit
back
sour.
to just a little bit. It's good stuff. The cookies are out, and I have them upside down. So this is what they look like when they came out, and we're turning them upside down so that we have a flat spot. And we just have them on a cooling rack, so if any icing gets in the way, drips down, it'll drip onto our cutting board. And I'm gonna do half in vanilla.
So.
Do the chocolate side while you do the vanilla side. Whoa.
These black and white cookies look delicious.
And I have to say, this extra dark cocoa powder looks awesome. All right. Looks pretty good.
Says I